differently abled, differently.
Welcome back. No human rights without sign language rights was the call to action as we marked the International Week for Deaf People at KICC Nairobi here in Kenya. Take a look.
The deaf people around the world, they have come together so that they can partner with the hearing community, so that they can celebrate sign language, because sign language is the right that is very important, because the deaf people, their culture is the minority. So it is just, they see that it is just communicating. So today, I personally, as you can see, I'm a deaf person, and I've come to participate and to join together with my brothers and sisters.
To support this year's theme, No Human Rights Without Sign Language Rights, they focused on raising awareness about deafness and the importance of sign language interpreters to everyone.
We have got many deaf people around in Kenya, that are about 2.5 million deaf people who use sign language. So the deaf people, sign language needs to be included in everywhere. When they are going to the hospital, they need a communication that is fluent. When a deaf person is going to the university, they need a sign language that is fluent as well. So it needs everything to be quite clear and quite smooth. We don't need to have barriers. When the police people arrest people, when they take them to court, we find that they don't have the interpreters who are there. So the deaf people are always jailed. So it is always good to have that. Even we have people who are deaf people, they go to the university, they pay the fees, but they still have the sign language that is still stuck. So you want a fluent sign language.
The government should come out and set up or order all the universities to have sign language department, Kenyan sign language department, just like they have French sign language and they have English sign language. Why shouldn't they have that? If all that happens, then the deaf people will not be having this awareness again. All the teacher training colleges, now it is diploma. It's no longer 2 years. It's not P1, right? It's diploma. So they go for 3 years. Now, within 3 years, I'm telling you, if the trainees are trained well, not by a hearing person, but by deaf persons, they will come out being fluent in sign language. And that's when the deaf will begin to see light at the end of the tunnel. So they're saying nothing without, for us, without sign language. Where best to emphasize that? But in school.
The chairperson pointed out the challenges they face, calling out leaders who ignore invitations to such gatherings.
Many big people or official people have not come. We have got the big people who are the heads of these organizations or the government offices, but when they're invited to such celebrations, they don't come. But we want to thank so much the office of the government spokesman Isaac Mwaura, who has really supported us very well and has made sure that we have been able to achieve whatever we want to achieve. We have got more than 1,100 delegates that have come. We have got dancing that's going to be happening. We are going to be having competition of sign language. We are going to be having modeling, and we are going to be having people who are going to be representing different cultures.
He also highlighted that communication barriers in being left out of state activities are some of the daily struggles they face as the deaf community.
The biggest challenges that we have been having also is communication barriers and attitudinal barriers as well. You know very well that as deaf people, when we go, they keep on looking at us, they say, you're just normal people. Like disability is just a simple thing for us. But if you're a person who is using a wheelchair or using a white cane, you say that is a visual disability. So that has been a very big challenge that we have been having. When the president is picking people to lead, whether the CS, the PS, they don't include the deaf people to become of these positions. But we want to say that we can be having these deaf people to become a role model, so that when I as deaf people can look at these people, can be motivated to learn and can also be motivated to look at that person as a role model.
Attendees stressed the need for sign language to be officially recognized, asserting that the deaf people deserve the same opportunities just as everyone else.
We want to show the society that the deaf people are just like other people of this country. What we want is the equal opportunity, and also we have to have equal access of giving services. And also at this week, we want to tell the people of Kenya that we want them to support us and to include us in all the aspects of life. Deaf people can the society should change their attitude towards the deaf people so that they can give them the opportunity, so that the child can be able also to be taken to school, and so that they can be able also to get their daily bread through the employment they're going to be getting. So all of us in Kenya, we need to be inclusive.
They shared their hopes for the Disability Act and asked members of parliament to fasten the implementation process.
We have got the Kenya Sign Language Bill that is now given due to Honorable Umi. So the Kenya Sign Language Bill is continuing. The second reading has been done, and we hope that the Kenya Sign Language Bill is going to pass. And when it passes, we believe that all the challenges for the deaf people will be solved. So this bill is something that is very important and something that is very good. The other side of it that I'm sadly about it is because many times that we are making these policies, there we have got people who are deaf that are not included. For example, we have seen that data says that the deaf people cannot drive their own vehicles. But we are wondering, why can't we? This policy that is barring the deaf people from driving, why are they not including the deaf people to be the policy makers of these people? So we are only requesting that the government, please, and the official people in the government, anytime that you are thinking of any policy about the deaf people, kindly try and include the deaf people, so that we have got professional deaf people that are well educated, that are very qualified, so that they can be included in the policy making, and so that can make our work easier, and so that you can stop these attitudinal barriers. In Article 73B, it provides for the government to promote the use and the development of sign language. Recently, we have been having two bills, one from the Senate and also another in the National Assembly. Right now, both of them are in the National Assembly, and we want to ask the Kenyan government to quickly fasten these two bills so that it can be harmonized and so that the parliament can be able to pass it.
They also requested to be included in the process of decision-making and policies.
This is something that is very important because it establishes the Council of Sign Language, that it is an important body so that it can regulate the use of sign language and also can regulate the sign language interpreters so that they can be registered and also to monitor, and that's something that is very important. That is the same body that is going to help in the development of sign language. So I want to request the Kenya, please, make sure if you're an MP, you support that bill so that it can pass.
We hope that the bill on sign language, Kenyan sign language, that has been sponsored by one of our MPs will sail through, and that will be the thing, because that bill will police who uses sign language or not. That bill will say, you don't know sign language, you're not taken to a school for the deaf. I mean, if there's a French school and you only know bonjour, comment allez-vous, will you be posted to a French school, German school, and all that? So we are saying this will then do that. And for interpreters, they'll have to go for training, and training must take 4 years before the interpreters are trained on how to go into and out of spoken language, English, Kiswahili, whatever it is, to transfer the knowledge, the message, verbatim, without changing it or dropping it.
Always remember that us as deaf people, we need to be included in everything. A big thank you to the CS of Public Service who have always remembered us as the deaf community, and also the PS of the Foreign Affairs.
Parents were encouraged to bring out their children as they have potential, just as any other child.
What we do today will inform the future. I'll be out of the way, but the people coming after you should take up this fight. Lobby, advocacy for Kenyan Sign Language. The life of the deaf people will turn. And that, the power, is in the hands, not in the hands of spoken language.
Deaf people are good. Deaf people can be represented. I myself am a deaf person. When you look at me, you can see I'm fat, I'm eating well, I'm communicating well, I can write well. Why is it that you're feeling that your deaf child cannot do anything? No. If you feel that your deaf child cannot do it, please take them. If you don't want to take them to school, give it to me. And I promise you that I'm going to take care of them. And then in the end, you're going to see that you're going to become something.
Partners also attended to support the event and help reach this important milestone.
Our organization is an international NGO that supports human rights and disability rights and also that focuses on the disability rights, and also the focuses on the eyes and the health. So we believe that working with the OPDs is going to give us a very big impact, and that is why we are very happy to support the Nairobi Association for the Deaf so that they can achieve what we have today.
They promised to sponsor one person's higher education to inspire people to include the deaf in the society.
Our university was excited that I've been here in Kenya, and they say that I identify one person or a needy case. So through the National Association for the Deaf, they will give me the criteria of how to pick that one needy person to pursue education. I'm encouraging all the youths to be encouraged to study, because you can not fear any exams, but again, if you're in a needy case, we will be able to identify you. And truly, I'll be honored to support one deaf person in Kenya.
The government pledged to support the deaf by making sure resources are provided to help them live their lives easily.
At the State Department, we are working hard to ensure that we include people with disability in our workforce, and especially the deaf. And according to the 2025 Disability Bill that is in Parliament, we are following closely to see that funds are located where they'll facilitate the interpretation of and consideration of the people with hearing disability, that there'll be the sign language. We are even sourcing sponsorship for people or officers in our State Department who would learn sign language. So we are advocating for the inclusivity of sign language even in our charter. We have a charter which has been interpreted, and it will be inclusive of the people with hearing disability. So we are ensuring that we will source as much as possible, because if it's issues of funding, we will ensure that we're in the forefront to ensure that this inclusivity for people with hearing disability are included.